Alright, so we got some interesting information from Adam Driver, and right here it says Adam Driver says that he was developing a new Star Wars movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo, with Steven Soderbergh. Script was done, and it was one of the, as he says, one of the coolest effing scripts I had ever been a part of. The film was set after The Rise of Skywalker. Lucasfilm loved the idea, but Disney said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about the ending of that movie. Oh god, that's one of my criticisms of it. Yeah, no, oh man, again, this is just, man. First of all, I can go on a freaking multi-hour long rant of Disney Star Wars. I can, and in fact, I've done it. You can ask my buddies at the for the homies. For verification, I've done it. I do not like Disney Star Wars. I enjoyed Mandalorian season 1. I will admit that. Season 2, I enjoyed as well. Not nearly as much as season 1. But when the season of Book of Boba Fett came out, and it completely undid the big arc of season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, I was furious. I was angry. I was like, what the why? If you wanted to undo it, you should have undid it in season 3. You should have did it in the show of The Mandalorian, not another show, because people who won't be watching Book of Boba Fett will watch The Mandalorian in season 3 and be like, wait, why is Baby Yoda back? And I forgot his name. It was Grogu. But they'll ask that, and it's not a smart decision to ever make a massive change like that to a show within another show. Like, when you force people to do homework, they're not going to be interested in doing that homework. But these companies don't understand that, apparently, and it's kind of ridiculous. So, but talking about this is, as Adam Driver says, it would be a movie, of course, called The Hunt for Ben Solo. But at the end of Rise of Skywalker, they killed Kylo Ren. So yeah, that's the issue. They killed Kylo Ren at the end of the movie, and so Disney was like, well, we don't see how he's alive. Not like people haven't died in Star Wars or been perceived dead. I mean, one of the most beloved Sith Lords died twice now, and he was supposed to be. In fact, when Darth Maul died in the Phantom Menace, everyone expected him to be gone. But guess what? He was returned in Clone Wars, and then died in Rebels. Well, he was originally supposed to be a part of the sequel trilogy before Disney got a hold of it and did whatever they did with it. He was supposed to be the kind of big villain. So he would have been killed, brought back, killed, and then brought back again. And that's just one example of characters in Star Wars and media like this being killed and then brought back. Yeah, so it is interesting. But Disney didn't want to bring him back. I mean, we know that answer, and I'm kind of glad they didn't, because it's just we don't know anything about this other than it's one of Adam Driver says it's one of the coolest scripts he's ever been a part of, and it's set after the Rise of Skywalker. But that's it. There's not much information on it, and yeah, so I don't see how this movie would have even been successful, considering the information that just came out recently about the sequel trilogy, especially the Rise of Skywalker. But I'm not interested in watching. Wouldn't be interested in this anyway. In fact, I've not been a fan of Star Wars. The last Star Wars project I actually cared about watching was Mandalorian Season 2. After that, I did not care at all for anything else. I was interested in Book of Boba Fett initially, but well, they squandered that show. And Tamora Morrison was not the fault, not to blame at all for it. He was like, still, I'm glad they brought him back. He was perfect choice to bring him back. But every other choice was just horribly disastrous. It was rough, and it was not the right decision. But the issue is regarding that. Then there was Kenobi, which Kenobi was, it was so bad. It was so bad. They did so many things that just did not make sense. And now people say Andor was good, but I'm not watching it. I have no interest in watching any Star Wars. I watched 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew. I remember that. It was, but man, it was. I only watched it because we were doing a watch party in the GCA Discord, and it. Oh God, I regret watching it because I had no interest in it. But yeah, so most Star Wars has not interested me. I don't really care for that new Star Wars Starfighter project or whatever is coming out by Ryan Gosling. So yeah, it just Star Wars has been kind of it's dead to me in a way. I yeah, so I don't really have an interest in this. So I know this is scrapped, but again, like I can go on a rant about how they squandered the sequel trilogy and how they should have used Finn a lot more and actually made him, as they implied in the trailers, a fucking Jedi. And they should have made him a Jedi, but they didn't. They squandered that and ruined it and pushed him into just a character, which was annoying as hell. But yeah, so Disney, I don't really trust anything Disney does with Star Wars anymore because they've proven that they're incompetent. And the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie, I'm not interested in at all. I don't see any potential in it. And, well, I mean, people didn't like Mandalorian Season 3. Book of Boba Fett was poorly received. Kenobi was only praised because it had Hayden Christensen back. And Ewan McGregor to reprise his role. And Ahsoka was given praise, but they undid all, like in the Rebels show, and it was implied that Sabine and so Ezra in the Rebels show, there was implied that there was a love interest between Sabine and Ezra, but in the movie, oh, they're just good friends. They're just good friends because you cannot have a heterosexual relationship at all anymore. They have to be gay, gay everywhere. It's annoying, but yeah. Star Wars in its current iteration is dog shit, and that's just putting it lightly. I can go on a multi-hour critique about the state of Star Wars, but it's rough, it's poorly made, it's not, almost every show has a Kathleen Kennedy esque character, and it's annoying as hell. Because that woman is a fucking raging narcissist. But it's just, man, it's annoying. And it's just, I don't like it. This is not something I'm interested in. I'm glad they scrapped it. I have nothing against Adam Driver. I think he's a fine actor. I think he was one of the better parts of the movies. And I think I wish they expanded on him more. But instead, they made Rey the focus of everything, and she was perfect. She didn't need to train at all. And people are like, well, she did train, but Luke Skywalker didn't train. I'm like, yeah, but he also didn't win every fight. He didn't learn new abilities suddenly without explanation. Yeah, it's annoying me. But like, there are always going to be people shilling for the sequel trilogy, no matter what, even if they're objectively bad. And they had no direction. Like The Force Awakens was a good launching point. It wasn't great by any means. It was. It could have been better. It could have been. I will admit that. But the whole concept of, uh, like even if, like I said, even if you could accept that. Let's just say you could have like, for example, you just could have keep almost every idea in that Disney had for the movie, like the dyad in the Force, the even Han dying, Luke dying, um, Leia dying, which they weren't going to have Leia die. The only reason Leia died in the movie was because Carrie Fisher died. They were going to keep her alive the entire trilogy, but kill off all the men, which is not surprising. That's what Disney does. But again, there's so many issues with the sequel trilogy. What they should have done was, like I said, Force Awakens was a decent launching point for a sequel trilogy. Everything afterwards was shit. Simple as that. They could have had Finn be more of a focus as he was becoming a Jedi, and then and they implied in the last Jedi that Rey could fall to the dark side. Well, they didn't explore that at all. Well, they explored it where she shot force lightning out of her hand suddenly without explanation, even though that takes skill, that takes training, that takes effort. That's not something you can do by happenstance. Same with force healing, and she did both of those in the same fucking movie. And of course, they realized if they killed off Chewbacca, they'd get in shit tons of trouble, but they didn't want to take away the drama of the scene, but they also could have had it, her delve into like, oh my gosh, I killed Chewbacca, I am a monster, and have her start self-hating so much that she starts hating everyone around her. But nope, she overcome, and she's happy, and she lives happily ever after. The end. It's dog shit. They could have done better. Anyway, that's all I've got. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share on your preferred social media platform. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and God bless.